According to the National Electrical Code, specifically Article 406.8, electrical panels are prohibited from being installed in bathrooms. However, there's an exception outlined in National Electrical Code Article 406.9b that permits electrical panels in laundry areas of dwelling units. But this permission comes with a crucial condition: the electrical panel cannot be located within 6 feet of any laundry sink, wash tub, or any other source of water. Therefore, if a laundry room has a wash tub, the electrical panel cannot be positioned directly above the tub. The minimum distance that must be maintained from the tub to the nearest edge of the electrical panel is 6 feet. This 6-foot rule is not a suggestion but a requirement intended to prevent electrical hazards in areas where water is present. It's important to understand that this requirement is applicable to all types of electrical panels. This includes main panels, subpanels, and service panels. No matter the type of electrical panel, the 6-foot clearance from water sources must be observed in a laundry area. The relevant National Electrical Code references for this information are Articles 406.8, which addresses locations not permitted for electrical receptacles, and 406.9b, which provides exceptions to the rules outlined in 406.8. When installing or relocating an electrical panel in a laundry room, careful attention should be paid to the presence of any water sources such as a wash tub. The 6-foot clearance rule is a safety measure that must be followed to comply with the National Electrical Code and to ensure the safety of the occupants of the dwelling. Failure to adhere to this rule can result in electrical hazards, code violations, and potential safety risks. If you are unsure about the proper placement of an electrical panel in a laundry room, it is always best to consult with a qualified electrician. They can assess the specific situation and ensure that the installation complies with all applicable codes and regulations. It is essential to remember that electrical work can be dangerous, and it should only be performed by qualified individuals who have the necessary knowledge and experience. By following the National Electrical Code requirements and seeking professional assistance when needed, you can help to ensure the safety and electrical integrity of your home. Furthermore, it is important to consider the overall layout of the laundry room and the location of other appliances and fixtures. The electrical panel should be readily accessible for maintenance and repairs, but it should also be protected from physical damage and accidental contact. It should be mounted securely and properly grounded to prevent electrical shock hazards. In addition to the 6-foot clearance rule, there may be other local codes and regulations that apply to electrical panel installations in laundry rooms. It is essential to check with your local building department to ensure that you are complying with all applicable requirements. They can provide you with information about permits, inspections, and any other specific regulations that may apply to your situation. Remember that electrical codes are constantly evolving, so it is important to stay up to date with the latest requirements. The National Electrical Code is updated every 3 years, and it is essential to ensure that you are following the most current edition. By staying informed and seeking professional guidance when needed, you can help to ensure that your electrical panel installation is safe, compliant, and reliable. In summary, while electrical panels are generally prohibited in bathrooms, an exception exists for laundry areas within dwelling units. This exception, however, mandates a minimum 6-foot clearance between the panel and any water source, including wash tubs. This regulation applies to all types of electrical panels and is rooted in National Electrical Code Articles 406.8 and 406.9b. Always consult with a qualified electrician and local building codes to ensure compliance and safety. Furthermore, consider the accessibility and protection of the panel and stay updated with the latest edition of the National Electrical Code. Let's delve deeper into the specifics of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, as it pertains to electrical panel installations in laundry rooms with wash tubs. As previously stated, the NEC Article 406.8 explicitly prohibits the installation of electrical receptacles in bathrooms. The reasoning behind this prohibition is to minimize the risk of electrical shock in areas where water is commonly present. Bathrooms are inherently wet environments, and the proximity of electrical outlets to water sources increases the potential for dangerous situations. However, The NEC recognizes that laundry rooms are a necessary part of many dwelling units, and it provides an exception to the bathroom rule in NEC Article 406.9b. This exception allows electrical panels to be located in laundry areas, provided that certain conditions are met. The most important condition is the 6-foot clearance requirement between the electrical panel and any water source. This clearance is designed to provide a buffer zone between the electrical equipment and potential water exposure. The 6-foot distance is measured horizontally from the edge of the water source to the nearest edge of the electrical panel. It is crucial to maintain this clearance to prevent water from splashing or spilling onto the electrical panel, which could lead to electrical shock, short circuits, and other hazards. It is also important to consider the potential for condensation and humidity in laundry rooms. These factors can also contribute to electrical hazards, especially in areas where water is present. Therefore, it is essential to ensure that the electrical panel is properly sealed and protected from moisture. In addition to the 6-foot clearance rule, there may be other requirements related to the installation of electrical panels in laundry rooms. These requirements may vary depending on the local building codes and regulations. For example, some jurisdictions may require that the electrical panel be located in a specific location within the laundry room, such as on a wall that is not adjacent to a water source. Others may require that the electrical panel be protected by a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, which is a device that can detect electrical leakage and quickly shut off the power to prevent electrical shock. It is also important to consider the size and capacity of the electrical panel when planning an installation in a laundry room. The electrical panel should be sized appropriately to handle the electrical load of all the appliances and devices that will be used in the laundry room, including the washing machine, dryer, and any other electrical equipment. If the electrical panel is not large enough to handle the electrical load, it could become overloaded, which could lead to tripped circuit breakers, power outages, and even electrical fires. Therefore, it is essential to consult with a qualified electrician to determine the appropriate size and capacity of the electrical panel for your specific laundry room needs. Furthermore, it is important to ensure that the electrical panel is properly labeled and identified. The label should clearly indicate the circuits that are connected to the electrical panel, as well as the amperage rating of each circuit breaker. This information is essential for troubleshooting electrical problems and for safely performing maintenance and repairs on the electrical system. The label should be durable and easy to read, and they should be securely attached to the electrical panel. In addition to the requirements for electrical panel installations, there are also specific requirements for the installation of electrical receptacles in laundry rooms. These requirements are outlined in NEC Article 210.11c2, which requires that laundry areas have at least one 20-amp circuit for the exclusive use of the laundry equipment. This circuit must be dedicated to the laundry equipment and cannot be used to power any other appliances or devices. The receptacle for the circuit must be located within 6 feet of the intended location of the laundry equipment. This requirement is designed to ensure that the laundry equipment has access to a reliable and adequate source of power. It also helps to prevent overloading the electrical system, which could lead to electrical hazards. In addition to the dedicated laundry circuit, there may be other requirements for electrical receptacles in laundry rooms. For example, some jurisdictions may require that all electrical receptacles in laundry rooms be GFCI protected. This is especially important in areas where water is present, as GFCI protection can help to prevent electrical shock. It is also important to consider the placement of electrical receptacles in laundry rooms. The receptacle should be located in a convenient and accessible location, but they should also be protected from water damage and physical damage. They should be mounted securely and properly grounded to prevent electrical shock hazards. By following the NEC requirements and seeking professional assistance when needed, you can help to ensure that your electrical panel and receptacle installations in your laundry room are safe, compliant, and reliable. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, and it should only be performed by qualified individuals who have the necessary knowledge and experience. Let's further clarify the nuances of maintaining the required 6-foot clearance in a laundry room with a wash tub. Imagine a scenario where the laundry room is relatively small. In such a case, adhering to the 6-foot clearance can present a challenge. It might necessitate creative space planning and careful consideration of appliance placement. For instance, if the wash tub is situated in a corner, the electrical panel could be strategically placed on the opposite wall, maximizing the distance between the two. Another approach could involve using a smaller wash tub or relocating it altogether to create more space. It's crucial to avoid compromising the required clearance, as this could lead to code violations and potential safety hazards. When measuring the 6-foot distance, it's important to consider the furthest protruding point of both the wash tub and the electrical panel. This ensures that the entire panel remains outside the 6-foot radius. For example, if the wash tub has an overhang lip or the electrical panel has a protruding handle, these points should be used as the basis for the measurement. Furthermore, it's essential to account for any potential movement of the wash tub. If the tub is not permanently fixed in place, it's possible that it could be moved closer to the electrical panel at some point in the future. To avoid this, it's recommended to secure the wash tub in place or to provide a physical barrier that prevents it from being moved within the 6-foot clearance zone. The 6-foot clearance requirement also applies to any other water sources in a laundry room, such as a washing machine or a utility sink. It's important to consider all potential water sources when planning the placement of the electrical panel. In some cases, it may be necessary to relocate or reconfigure the laundry room to ensure that all water sources are at least 6 feet away from the electrical panel. It's also worth noting that the 6-foot clearance requirement is not the only safety consideration when installing an electrical panel in a laundry room. Other factors, such as the panel's accessibility, ventilation, and protection from physical damage, should also be taken into account. The electrical panel should be readily accessible for maintenance and repairs. It should not be obstructed by any appliances, furniture, or other objects. The panel should also be adequately ventilated to prevent overheating. It should be located in a well-ventilated area and should not be covered or enclosed in any way that restricts airflow. Additionally, the electrical panel should be protected from physical damage. It should be mounted securely to the wall and should be protected from impact or abrasion. It should also be protected from exposure to moisture, dust, and other environmental contaminants. By carefully considering all of these factors, you can ensure that your electrical panel installation in your laundry room is safe, compliant, and reliable. Remember to consult with a qualified electrician and to adhere to all applicable local building codes and regulations. This will help to protect you and your family from electrical hazards. And always remember, the National Electrical Code is updated regularly, so staying informed about the latest requirements is important.